Warning, the following video does not contain calculator stuff, but you still have to pay attention because I make it simpler and because I want you to learn. Okay, so please write it all down. Okay, and remember that these are different. Yeah, just do it. They are problems, and you're gonna see them on your homework, so it's gonna help you. Just please stick to the very end. You'll learn something. I swear. Okay, so you are asked to find the bounds of zeros of f of x equals x to the fourth minus 7x squared minus 9. And you're giving this long definition of what to do and or formula, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And you would have to normally write a lot of stuff, but not here. Not now. The only thing that you're going to do is you're going to see this number and this number right here. You're gonna make their absolute. You're gonna add their absolute value. You're going to add the absolute value of -7 and the absolute plus the absolute value of -9. What's the absolute value? Well, if you have a negative, it's just a positive. It's always positive. Absolute value means a positive number. So 7 plus 9 equals 16. And then you're gonna take the largest one of these two numbers, which is -9, and you're gonna take its absolute value and you're gonna add 1. Okay, that you'll get 9 plus 1 equals to 10, and you'll get these two numbers, and you have to ask yourself which one is smaller, which one of these two numbers is smaller. Well, 10. Duh. So your bound is 10. Bound is 10. Okay? And that means that every zero of your function lies between -10 and 10. That's the way I think you will be seeing it. Come on. Look at me. Okay? Look at me and tell me so that you know that it's really that you're not getting it. F of x equals x to the fourth plus 8x cubed minus x minus 6. And all problems are different, so don't think that just because you saw one, you're gonna know each one of them. Okay? So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna take a look at our 8. We have an 8. We have a -1 and a -6. Okay? You don't count the x because it's on its own. I mean, there's a 1 there, but you don't want to count the first one. So we are going to do the absolute value of 8 plus the absolute value of -1 plus the absolute value of -6, which would be equal to 8 plus 1 plus 6 equals 15. And now you're going to take the biggest one of these numbers, which is 8, of course, and absolute value of 8 plus 1 equals 8 plus 1, 9. Which one of these two numbers is the smallest one? 9, right. Oh my god, you're so smart. So 9 is your bound. Okay? And that means that every zero of f lies between -9 and 9. Okay? Let's do another one. What's gonna happen when you get f of x
because I
equals
can
3x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus x squared minus 6x minus 3. You see how your first x is not alone? You have to make it so that your first x is on its own. So you're going to factor. You're gonna use your like term or something like that. You're just gonna take the 3 that's here and you're gonna multiply it. So 3 times x to the fourth gives me 3x fourth, right? And then 3 times x to the cube gives me 3x cubed. Oh yeah, you just put an x to the cube here. And 3 times what gives me a -x squared times -1/3 x squared. 1 over the number that you're multiplying that. So -x 1/3 x squared, and then 3 times what gives me 6x. 3 times negative 2x, and 3 times what gives me negative 3. 3 times negative 1. So we're going to be working with this. I think we just did. So you're going to take, here's a 1 and a negative 1/3 and a negative 2 and a negative 1. So absolute value of 1 plus absolute value of negative 1/3 plus absolute value of negative 2 plus absolute value of negative 1 equals to 13 over 3. And then you're going to take the largest number, which is 2, the 2. So negative 2 plus 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. So 3 is larger than 13 over 3. No, 13 over 3 is larger than 3. So this is your smaller number. So it's your bound. And that means that all zeros of f lie between negative 3 and 3. Okay? Let's do another one. One last one. Don't go away, don't go away. F of x equals 5x to the 5th minus x to the 4th plus 7x cubed minus 9x squared plus x minus 1. Okay, so we're going to take the 5 out because we want to make this x be on its own, and x to the 5th minus 1 over 5, x to the 4th plus 7 over 5 over 5, x to the x cubed minus 9 over 5, x squared plus 1 over 5, x minus 1 over 5. Okay, and we're gonna be working with this. So we have our absolute value of negative 1/5 plus the absolute value of 7/5 plus the absolute value of negative 9/5 plus the absolute value of 1/5 plus the absolute value of negative 1/5 equals 19 over 5. 19 over 5. And then you're going to take the largest one of these numbers, which would be 9/5. So negative 9/5, the absolute value of negative 9/5 plus 1 equals 14/5. Which one is the smallest? 14/5. So this is your bound. And that means that every zero of f lies between negative 14/5 and positive 14/5. Bounds of zeros. Yeah, that was good. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like it and subscribe it. Remember to keep learning, keep studying, practicing. I hope you do well, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.